This live class, we want to look at some questions. This general revision class here. Now let's look at the first question in this class. We have number 1. Solve this inequality and represent it on number line. Solve 7x less than 9x minus 4 and represents on line graph or on number line. So let's look at the solution. This is simple inequality here. So the same way we handle simple equation is what we do here. So we just have to put it like terms. We have 7x less than 9x minus 4. So when we collect like terms, we can take 9x to the other side. It will become minus. So we have 7x minus 9x equals to, we have minus 4 here. And 7x minus 9x give us minus 2x equals to minus, is not equals to now. We maintain this sign, it is less than. So it's the same method with equation 4. We maintain the inequality. So that's less than minus 4. Then we divide both sides here by minus 2. That is minus 2x over minus 2. Then this inequality will change now to greater than minus 4 over minus 2. So whenever we divide by negative number, inequality will change direction. So minus 2 cancel minus 2, we have x greater than minus over minus 2, that's plus 2. So x is greater than 2. And when we put this on number line, we have this here, this arrow here, 0 here. And we're talking about positive. 2 is positive number towards the right. So we can put this as 2. And we indicate on it. And greater than, just look at greater than. It look like this arrow exactly. So we're going to be drawing a line towards this arrow. I put this sign greater than. So it means x is greater than 2 here. So all this number here, starting from 2, starting from 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, is satisfying this inequality. Okay, now let's look at another one. And here we have, if 1 over 2x So here we have number 2. And the question says, if 1 over 2x plus 2y is equals to 3, and also 3 over 2x minus 2y is equals to 1. And the question says, find x plus y. So this here is a question on algebra, and we have to equate together, so we solve it simultaneously. Oh yeah, this one involves fraction. You can clear the fraction here. And from this equation we have, the first equation is same thing as writing x over 2 plus 2y equals to 3. This 2y over 1, this 3 over 1. LCM here is 2. So we can clear this fraction and multiply this through by 2. So this becomes x, then plus this becomes 4y equals to this becomes 6. So we can decide to say this is our equation 1 and we form equation 1 now. And from this second equation here, we can also form another equation from there. That equation is 3x over 2 minus 2y equals to 1. This is also 2y over 1. This 1 over 1. LCM here is also 2. Clear this fraction as well and multiply this equation through by 2. And here we still have 3x then minus 4y equals to, here we have 2. So label this as equation 2. Now look at this equation 1 and 2. We have already removed the fraction, so we can solve these two equations simultaneously. Like you can bring equation 1 under this, and we have x plus 4y equals to 6. This is our equation 1 actually. So let's eliminate y because it's easier to eliminate y here. It's having 4 as a coefficient. So we had now. So when different sign, this is minus, this is plus. So to eliminate it, we should add. We had, but if it is the same sign, we subtract. So 3x minus x, plus x here, we are adding. 3x plus x, that gives us 4x. Then y is gone now, equals to 2 plus 6, that's 8. So divide both sides by 4 here to get your x. 4 cancel 4, so x equals to 8 over 4, that's 2. So x is 2, then we get y. We can use equation 1 or equation 2 here. Let's make use of equation 1 here. It's easier. So just substitute x equals to 2 and you get your y. Okay, so if x equals to 2 here, this equation here can now be written as 2 plus 4y equals to 6. Take 2 to the other side, become minus. So we have 4y equals to 6 minus 2, that's 4. Divide both sides by 4, y equals to 1. So we have y equals to 1, x equals to 2. Therefore, what you are finding, which is x plus y, you can just say x plus y will then be equals to 2 plus 1, and that's equals to 3. So therefore, the solution here, x plus y equals to 3. All right. So let's consider another question here. It's also an interesting question, also on algebra. Give a thumbs up to this video and please share and subscribe if you are joining us for the first time. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so let's look at number 3 question here. Here, given that p raised to power 1 over 3 is equals to cube root of q over r, because it says make q the subject of the formula of the equation. Make the q subject of the equation. Now let's look at the solution. Here, p raised to power 1 over 3. Our interest is on q now. So we have p raised to power 1 over 3 equals to cube root of q over r. So here we can actually first clear the fraction. This is just two fractions. So when we cross multiply, we have r times this. You can write it as r p raised to power 1 over 3 equals to cube roots from the law of indices. If I have nth root of a, the same thing as a raised to power 1 over n. So I can also write q times, that's q raised to power 1 over 3 times 1 is still q raised to power 1 over 3. All right, let's take the power of 3 on both sides. Here I have r p raised to power 1 over 3 all raised to power 3 equals raised to power 1 over 3 all raised to power 3. Don't forget, here the power of 3 here will affect r. So we have r raised to power 3, and it will affect this as well. We have p raised to power 1 over 3 times 3 here, then equals to also this, we have q raised to power 1 over 3 times 3 up. Here this cancels. We have r raised to power 3 p, or p first, equals to this also cancelled. We have q. Therefore, q is now equals to p r raised to power 3. So here we have already made q is subjects of this formula. All right. You're welcome once again, and this is Master T Math Class, the best mathematics channel you can see out here. So why not be part of us and subscribe? Also, give a thumbs up and share this video. Thank you. All right, let's look at another interesting question. Yeah. I will label this as question number 4. Okay. So we label this as question number 4. So let's consider this question. The question is on geometry or so. Okay, it's the next question here. So let's consider what you are given. So we label this as question 4. We have this diagram, and here we have this as a triangle, whereby this side is a right angle and this side is used to form a square. So okay, so let's just manage it as representing a square. So this side is a square, and we label this as T, P, Q, R, S, T. So when we look at this, actually this shape is a polygon. We just have a line drawn here and cut this one to form triangle PQR. So this side is labeled as 24 centimeter. This side is labeled as 10 centimeter. And from Pythagoras triple, we can get this one, or we can just label this side, but X. And what is the question saying actually? The question is saying that we have we should find the perimeter of the polygon PQRST. Find the perimeter of polygon PQRST. And perimeter means the sum of the surrounding lengths, the sum of the length of that polygon. Actually, this polygon has how many sides? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a pentagon, actually, just 5 sides. We won't count the one inside. So perimeter means we had all the sides outside here together. Now we already know 2 sides. We need to know this, and this. And these 3 sides here, we have the same thing. Once we get the value of x, we have known these 3 sides. Why? Because it's a square. That shape is a square. So let's apply Pythagoras theorem. We have x squared equals to 24 square plus 10 square. That's in any right angle triangle. The square of the hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the squares of the 2 other sides. That is, here we have x squared equals to 24 square, that's 24 times 24, that's 16. We have 8, carry, that's 9. We have also 8, we have 4, that's 6, we have 7, and 5, that's 576 here, plus 10 squared, 10 times 10, that's 100. So we can actually add it now. S squared equals to 676 here. So find the square root of this, and then that's the side you are searching for here. So to get the value of x, we take the square root of 676. Okay, so that gives us 26. So take the square root on both sides. We have square root of 676, and the value of x now is now 26 centimeter. So easily we can say this side, since this side is 26 centimeter, also the rest of the side will be 26 centimeter. Also this is 26 centimeter. Also this is 26 centimeter. Now perimeter of that polygon is now equals to, anyhow you arrange it, is welcome. You can start from the way it is, PQRST. We have 24 plus 10 plus 26 plus 26 plus 26, making 5 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that here we have 24 plus 10, that's 34. And we have 34 plus 26 plus 26 plus 26. So we have 112 centimeters. So this here we have the perimeter as 112. Okay, now let's consider another interesting question here. Let's consider another interesting question. That is, labeled as number 5 question. We have a right angle triangle here And you say in the diagram, the height of the flagpole. So let's consider this diagram. It's a trigonometric question. Interesting one. So we have T, we have F. This is right angle. We have L. I'm going to say in the diagram, the height of a flagpole, TF. This is the height of the flagpole, TF. And the length of its shadow, FL. So this is the shadow here. The length of the shadow, FL. And the ratio, 6:8. So we can say that TF ratio FL equals to 6:8. And they now said, using K as a constant of proportionality, find the shortest distance between T and L. Find the shortest distance between T and L. Actually, the shortest distance we are looking for between T and L is this length. So what this one means is that distance TF is 6, distance FL is 8. We are finding this distance. Just the use of Pythagoras theorem as well come in place here. The shortest distance. So we apply Pythagoras. We have x squared plus x squared equals to rather 6 squared plus 8 squared. And here we have x squared equals to 6 squared 36 plus 8 squared 64. Then we have x squared equals to 36 plus 64. That gives us 100. And when we take the square root of both sides, x equals to 10. So 10 units. So that's what we have. Okay. So that's for that. Right. We look at another question here. This question is also on geometry. So if you're sharing this video, continue to share it. Thank you for sharing. Share and give a thumbs up. Okay. So let's look at this particular question, labeled as number 6. Because let's say a chord is 2 centimeters from the center of a circle. A chord is 2 centimeters from the center of a circle if the radius of the circle is 5 centimeters. If the radius of the circle is 5 centimeters. Find the length of the chord. Find the length of the chord. All right, let's consider this question. Is an interesting question. Also, as far as mathematics is concerned, now we are talking about a chord. A chord, we should know what a chord is. We have a circle, and this circle we have a center. This center and a chord is 2 centimeters from the center of the circle. Now let's first draw a chord. A chord is a line that joins 2 points on the circumference. So you draw a line that joins these 2 points on the circumference. It might be anyhow. Just make sure a line is touching 2 points. So, but we draw it like this. You can label it as AB if you like, but the letter is not indicated here. And they said this chord now is 2 centimeters from the center. So from the center here, we draw a line. So this chord distance from the center is 2 centimeters. All right. Now, there's a theorem under circle that say this line will be perpendicular to this chord. Perpendicular means meets at angle 90 degree. So this line coming from the center meets with this chord at right angle. And also it will bisect this chord. Bisect means to divide into equal half. All right. So I can say that I can label this point as n. So AN is x, BN is also x. Now we can say from this question now is that if the radius of the circle is 5 centimeters, the radius is a line drawn from the center of the circle to the circumference. You draw this line here. This is 5 centimeters. You also draw this line here. This is also 5 centimeters. Now something interesting is here now. In this shape now, we have two similar right angle triangles. Whichever one you solve, you can get for x, you can get x. I can bring this one out, the other one here. This is right angle. This is x, this is 2, this is 5 centimeters. And to get x here is easy now. From Pythagoras theorem, it will be x squared equals to hypotenuse square minus 2 square. So you should know when you are using minus, when you are finding one of the sides. So you write the hypotenuse first and you minus the other because the hypotenuse is bigger from the theorem. So, all right. And here we have x squared equals to 5 squared is 25 minus 4 squared. 2 squared, 4. That means x squared equals to 25 minus 4. That's 21. Square root both sides. You have x equals to square root of 21. It now means that since the value of x here is root 21, what is now the question has a find length of the chord. Of course, the length of the chord is AB. The length of the chord AB is now 2 times x because x was 2 times x. So length of the chord AB is now equals to 2 times root 21, and we can leave your answer that way. That is 2 root 21 centimeters. So that's what we have for that. Okay. Yeah, somebody is asking a question here. Interesting one. I did not get that very well. Is it for the Pythagoras plus? If it is for the Pythagoras here, you cannot use plus in this side. It is minus that will be here. The reason being that Pythagoras theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse, if you are writing, you must, according to the law, you must write the hypotenuse first. So the square of the hypotenuse, 5 is the hypotenuse, which is equal to the sum of the square of the other side. That's 2 square plus x square. So that is why we now make x square the subject. You know, when you take 2 square here, it will be 5 square minus 2 square. That will be x square. So we started from this line. So that's what happened. So we have x square equals to 5 square minus 2 square. So that's why we have this. All right. Then let's move on and look at another question here. Look at this and we label this as question 7. All right. So let's look at this. It's an interesting question. A cube and a keyboard have the same base area. Number 7 question. A cube is a measuration question. A cube and a keyboard has the same base area. Has the same base area. Okay, full stop. If the radius of the circle, or sorry, full stop. The volume of the cube is 64 centimeter cube. The volume of the cube is 64 centimeter cube. While that of the keyboard is 80 centimeter cube. While that of the keyboard is 80 centimeter cube. So I think, yeah, they want us to find the height of the keyboard, if I'm not mistaken. The question is not complete here. Find the height of the keyboard. Let's just check something out here. Solution. Now, when you consider this kind of question, they're talking about shape or solid. This solid figure now. Yes, let's use that word. Solid figure. Keyboard as the same. I omitted that statement. As the same base area. So same. Their base area are the same. I know when you talk about a cube, okay, maybe we should quickly sketch. This is a cube. All the faces is a square. Look at it. You have, and you have seen this kind of shape around you in the house. Cube of sugar. What other one? Cube of sugar. That's perfect example. You have that kind. And when you see keyboard, you have something like keyboard as well. A perfect example is a cube of matches. A cube of, okay, so that we can see. So let me just shift it here. Half keyboard. A perfect example at home is like your box of matches. Keyboard has each of the face looking exactly like a rectangle. I believe there's a difference between the two. Okay. Now the base here is a square. And base area here is a square. Area of a square is S square. Base area here, base area here is a rectangle. That's length times breadth. Now let's look at something. They have the same base area. If they have the same base area, it means I can say S square equals to L times B. So divide both sides by L equals to B. So that's what it means. It means less is the same thing as breadth. Now the volume of the cube is 64. Volume of a cube, yeah, a volume of any shape is base area times their height. Height is also L. So that's L times L times L. That's L cube. Volume of a cube, they give us as 64 centimeter cube. You know, we can just take the cube root on both sides and say L equals to what? 4 centimeter. Since L cube is 64, L is 4 centimeter. Now, what happened? Since L equals to B, it means L equals to B. L is 4, B is also what? 4. From what I got here. Easy now. And then I said the volume of the keyboard is 80 centimeter cube. Find the height of the keyboard. In fact, it's very easy. Formula for volume of keyboard. That one is length times breadth times height. Base area times the height. This is height. This is the base, which is serving as length, breadth. Base area times the height. LBH. And LB is 4. So 4 times 4 times H. And the size is 80. Easy. So 4 times 4, 16. 16 H equals to 80. H equals to 80 over 16. H equals to what? Is it 5 or so? Yes, 5 centimeters. So that's how we arrive at that. I believe that's right. So we have that as question number 7 what's there. Okay, so let's consider another question here. This question is on circle geometry. So we look at this as number 8 question. We have a circle, and from this circle we have a tangent. The tangent touch the circle just at a point, so it's not entering, it's touching at the point. So we have a chord. A chord is drawn from here. So another chord or another line, not chord now, parallel to this one. So they have something like this, indicating parallel line. So here we have this line joining this one. Okay, it joins this line here. Okay, then also we have another chord here joining this one. Okay, and here we have this angle as 95 degrees. This angle as 46 degrees. So this is labeled as V, W, X, Y, U. And what happened here? These are the information given in the diagram. And you can say find angle UVW. UVW. This angle is what I find. UVW. Now there's something that we need to see. Actually, we don't have center here of a circle. Center of a circle is not given. In order to find this angle here, once we are able to get some things first, that will not be difficult. Now, I want us to look at this. We're given this angle and this angle. We can as well get this angle. We can get that angle because sum of angle in a triangle is 180. So once two angle is known, the third angle will be easy to get. So that means this angle I mark, I can call it angle WUY or YUW, whichever, equals to 180 degree minus the sum of this angle here. That's 95 plus 46. We have 1 as 11. Then 41. Are we there? That's 141 minus 141, which gives us 39 degrees. So this angle is 39 degrees. Then, when I look at something here, we have a tangent. Once we have a tangent, something will be useful there. Something will be useful. The angle between a chord and a tangent is equal to the angle in the other segment. But that's what we need. Actually, this angle here is the angle between this tangent and this chord. This angle in the other segment. So this angle is 95 degrees as well, because it's an alternate segment. Okay, angle between this chord and tangent What's the angle between this square and this square? Yes, this is 95. And what else again? This parallel line will be useful. Something will be useful here. Whenever we have parallel line, two lines parallel, like the one we have here, we said this line is parallel to this. It transversal crossing the line, like this line drawn crossing the line, will tell us something. If I can get this angle, actually, we don't have problem in this question. Even this one, we're supposed not to find it. If I get this angle to be 46, I can get this angle here to be 46. Alternate angle are equal. So this angle is 46. This angle is 46 here. Actually, this angle will be 39. Because I've already calculated that earlier. Some of angle in a triangle, so this is also 39. So the angle we are finding now is simply 39 degrees. So that is that actually about that. And thank you for connecting so far here as Master T my class. So do well to subscribe and be part of this channel. Also give your thumbs up and share this video. Thank you. I'll see you next class. Bye for now.